The alternating foot step, also known as the jog step, one of the most fundamental steps in all of rope jumping. It is great for endurance. It is great for just general athleticism. We love it, and we're going to talk about it today. This is Shana Brady, and I'm Tim Haft from Punk Rope. And here we go, guys, the alternating foot step. So, as with all steps, we're going to begin without the rope. So if you imagine yourself jogging in place, the difference being, if you look at Shana's knees, they are staying in front of her hips. She's landing softly, little flex in the ankles, but what she's not doing is kicking the heels back. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on that. So there's that kick back that you might see with somebody running, but with this step, we don't want to do that. The reason being, when you kick back,
can I move forward?
yeah, we're gonna back Shana up just about. Now she's in the frame. Good. Okay. The reason being, when you kick back that much, it takes time, and time is your enemy when you're jumping rope. Because as that heel's kicking back, the rope is already coming around your head, and by the time the foot comes down, there's a good chance you're going to trip. It's also just more effort than is necessary. So here we are with the rope, and you just see it's a little clumsy. There's a good chance of missing. I mean, Shana's skilled enough that she's not missing right now, but she certainly would if she continued doing that long enough. And she'll end up over there. So it's less knee flexion. But again, yes, starting without the rope just to get the feel of it. And of course, the lower the jumps, the faster you can go. So if your objective is speed, then it's going to look a little bit like fast feet, where the feet just pop up off the ground 1 or 2 inches. But if your objective is endurance, then you're going to take your time, and there's going to be more hip flexion, more range of motion. Okay, so that's the start, guys. Now, step 2 is rope to the side or wrist trainer, right? So you fold your rope in half, or you get a wrist trainer, which is half a jump rope. And while you're spinning it to the side using your wrist, you are mimicking the leg motion, which is what we just showed, right? But this way you get to sync up the rope with the legs, get some comfort there. Shana's going non-dominant now. She's right-handed. Awesome. So you do that for a bit. Now, when you're ready to actually perform the step jumping through the rope, let's just first talk about a couple of common challenges. All right, so one we already mentioned, which is kicking those heels up. And there you see the miss, and that's primarily because it's much tougher to get the timing correct with that heel kick. Much more difficult. The second issue, which is actually more of a challenge, is something we call the pony, but basically what's happening is the jumper is comfortable on one side. And so they take a step forward, and they keep that foot in the forward position, and they keep the other foot, I'm just going to close in a little bit so you can see this closer. They keep the other foot in the back position, and it's sort of this seesaw motion that is definitely not a jog or an alternating foot step. And if you continue with that habit, it's really tough to train out of it. So with folks like that, what we typically do is have them jump on one leg 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and the other, and then 2, and 2, and then 1, 1. So they're backing themselves into alternating their feet. It doesn't always work, but it's definitely worth a shot. The one leg approach 3 times, 2 times, 1 time, or as many times as you feel is necessary. If that doesn't work, you have them put the rope down and attempt the step again without the rope, which basically everyone seems to be able to do just fine. And then try to develop the muscle memory so that with the rope it works. Okay. Now, when jumping through the rope, and I think Shana will show it from the front as well as from the side, it is not a huge range of motion. You see her elbows are staying in tight to her ribs, the arc is centered over her head. It's very relaxed. And if she wanted to move forward or back, I think it's better this way. I'm gonna follow her. It would be very natural for her to do so because it's just like jogging with the rope. It's just like jogging without a rope too, right? You could do this around a track, you could do this lots of different venues. The second thing is if Shana was working on her speed, then she will keep those jumps lower and quicker. Now, we're not talking about setting a world record here where she would be all hunched over. We're not big fans of that for general fitness, but just for hand speed and foot speed, it's really nice to get that rope going at a quicker pace and keep those jumps a little lower. So guys, that's the alternating foot step. One of your main staples in rope jumping along with basic bounce. You're going to want to come back to this over and over and again. And we thank you for joining us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out at hunkrope.com. And we'll see you again soon. You got comments? Put them down below. We'll answer them.